The societal blueprint reminds us of something simple but easy to forget. Democracy isn't inherited, it's built. Like any structure, it needs a blueprint, solid pillars, and constant maintenance. That blueprint rests on three pillars: civic health, physical health, and intellectual health. When we understand democracy as something actively constructed, we can start to see exactly where the cracks are forming. One of the clearest cracks is in civic health, where political contributions and voter impact are wildly out of balance. Picture it like a lever system, where a small number of large donors can outweigh the voices of millions of everyday voters. So, what does the retrofit look like? Here are 4 ideas for renovating our political system, each one a gear designed to interconnect with the others. From campaign finance reform to voting access, these mechanisms are meant to work together, not in isolation. Even our national symbols carry this story. Our original 1782 motto, E Pluribus Unum, meaning out of many one, spoke to unity and shared purpose. But in 1956, we added In God We Trust, a change that quietly shifted our national ethos in ways worth reclaiming. That brings us to the second pillar, physical health, and what I call the North American healthcare paradox. The United States and Canada spend enormous amounts on healthcare, yet consistently rank low in overall system performance compared to their wealth and spending. A closer look shows exactly where the US and Canadian systems fail compared to an optimal model like the Netherlands. On affordability and equity, timeliness and access, and administrative efficiency, the gaps are stark. The good news is, we don't have to invent solutions from scratch. Looking abroad, we can borrow proven modules: after-hours care from the Dutch and German systems, universal pharmacare from Quebec and Germany, and streamlined administration from Australia and the UK. The third pillar is intellectual health, the engine of prosperity. As Abraham Flexner put it, curiosity itself is the true engine of human welfare, and basic research is where that curiosity gets to work. History backs this up. Abstract theories in physics, anatomy, and math eventually become the tangible tools we rely on every day, from communications to medicine to technology. Curiosity-driven research pays dividends decades later. But why should government fund basic research at all? Because the economics of discovery show a clear gap between private returns and much larger social returns, returns that only public investment can capture. Unfortunately, this engine faces real threats today: shrinking budgets, mission scope that drifts away from discovery, and widening educational gaps. The retrofit here means rebuilding smarter grant systems and renewing our commitment to funding. Ultimately, these 3 pillars, civic, physical, and intellectual health, don't operate in isolation. They're interconnected. When one fails, the whole system becomes unstable. So we return to where we started. E Pluribus Unum, out of many, one. Rebuilding this blueprint isn't the job of any single leader or institution. It requires systemic change, and it requires all of us as citizens to participate.